All right, let's start the intro. Here we go. Okay. The Great Wave, Season 1, Episode 4 of Rings of Power. We're a little late to the game, but that's okay. This, as the title was The Great Wave, I had a great wave of emotions on this one. Not necessarily from the episode, just my feelings. I feel like all of my feelings are just coming up from these last 4 episodes in terms of everything is starting to be revealed in terms of how I feel towards the show. Stronger.
Yep.
So, without giving any spoilers, let's start with our non-spoiler section. What were your immediate reaction to the show coming off it? Because I think you just rewatched it, right?
Oh yeah, I've watched this one 3 times.
Oh, freak. Okay.
There was a couple things right on the top of my, and I think we'll be talking about it later, but just a couple concerns, just confused about a couple things. But overall, this is my favorite episode.
Okay.
In the Rings of Power.
Gotcha.
I loved this episode. I really did.
Okay.
Besides a couple things that I want to talk to you about, because I'm kind of just confused. You know, I did not think a couple things were that way, according to like Lord of the Rings. You know, but I'm sure we'll get to that later. But overall,
in terms of lore.
And just
because I have a question as well.
Yes,
that I want to talk to you about. So
and I watched episode 3 times and I still am.
Yeah,
I don't know why they did it that way unless I'm missing something.
Okay.
So,
well, maybe I think we might be talking about different things, but I do have something that I feel like is wrong. That I want to bring up. From the show.
But overall, my initial, yes, so I've watched this 3 times. I was not bored one bit. I loved this episode. I really did.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me think. I respect what you're saying, for sure. Yeah. I get why you like it a lot, okay? And my personal feelings right now are more about the show as a whole rather than this episode.
Yep.
My initial reactions, without spoiling, I am just slowly. This show is slowly deteriorating to me. In not in terms of what they're doing, because I feel like they've been very consistent on their quality, but just like for me, it's deteriorating. Like this episode did not do much for me. Like looking back on it. So let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's 13 scenes that I put down. So like, there's basically about 12 different scenes throughout the episode, and I only highlighted 2 that I actually liked.
Really,
yeah. And
man,
I feel like with this episode, I just feel like I do want to go back to other episodes and then also rank those less than they are, because I feel like this show is just not it at this point for me.
Gotcha.
And I'm just gonna give like some broad strokes here before we go into them deeper. But right now, characters, I'm just going to say, do I care about any character in the show? I'm going to say like 10% of the characters I care about. 90%, I do not care. I don't like them. There's no depth, and that's all I'm going to say at this point. And
we might just need to stop this now.
Wait, stop watching it?
No, stop this podcast because I'm about to freak out.
Okay.
This is, I'm not joking, this is the first time where I think this beats Game of Thrones right now.
This episode did?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's so funny how different we are. because we're very similar on things, on certain things, but when it comes to, I don't know.
Well, we've been so close to each other throughout this last,
Yeah, no, I get it.
throughout all the episodes we've watched.
Yeah. But the last few episodes, we've been kind of getting drifter farther and farther apart.
Yeah. And it's hard because I don't know. I do want to get into our scores real quick.
Yeah.
Do that real quick. And I want to recall to the formula for mine, but I want you to give me yours.
You're in just the letter score, right?
Yeah, just the letter score.
Yeah, A minus is what I'm giving it.
A minus, okay. So, for me, for those people who are interested, we do have a formula where the acting and writing are the highest point system in place. And then we got story, score, editing, directing, and then we have it factors. And when you add those up, it adds up to 50. It can add up to 50 if it's perfect. So, and then we also have like words that go off each percentage. And for me, honestly, at 50%, which is a D, it's a no pull in any direction. And our example is Star Wars for that. Okay. In terms of like like newer Star Wars, where it just doesn't pull in any direction. I feel that so far in this show, it has actually been a D, where I am just not being pulled in any direction, man. I just feel
that's blowing my mind. Honestly, with everything going on.
Like,
interesting. I want to no. Let's get out of this non-spoiler section because we need to start talking.
No, well, I do want to say this first.
Okay, no, go for it.
I think if someone does not like Lord of the Rings, or like never watched Lord of the Rings, or doesn't like it, I don't think there's any way they like this show in any way. Am I?
Man,
do you not think that?
No, not at all.
You think someone could like this without liking Lord of theIngs, or like 100%. Caring about the world?
100%.
Okay, I just don't think that.
I think so.
Now D is rough to say. I get that. Like it's because it's such a high quality, movie and show. And it's not doing stupid things that would make it a D in terms of like what just came out, Thor, Love and Thunder, right? That movie does stupid things that makes it feel like a D.
Just watched it again. Okay. I hate the fact that he does his splits at the very beginning. He does the splits on the two. Yeah. I hate that so much. But it's so stupid.
Was it supposed to be funny though?
Oh, it was supposed to be hilarious. Okay, I giggled for 2 seconds, and then I'm like, okay. And then when he's looking back and forth at the bird things and just screaming, I'm like, come on. Anyway, all right, let's go back.
Yeah, but I do want to say, I'm not gonna fully come out and say D, because is it really a 50%? No, it's got high quality. It's not doing stupid things that make things really bad. But like, if I'm putting it in the scope of what it should be, I'm gonna give it a D. So, with that in mind, I feel like the show is a C+.
The show or this episode?
I'm going to go the show and this episode. It's just average with glaring issues, man, which is our C score. But it really is not pulling me in any direction at this point. And yeah, so if we go to the middle, so A minus and C minus, I said C, whatever, around the C's. That's going to be like a B. Okay. So this is a B episode, I guess. If you're going to do right down the middle of what we're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's spoil this. Let's just skip the news for now, because I know you got some things to say, and I got some things to say. So we can go back to the news.
What does the news say? I'm assuming, is the news bad or good?
I guess, yeah.
Like
let's just
Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 81, which is fine. I understand that.
Yeah. IMDb gave it a 7.2.
Okay. See, I get it. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I think this is definitely going in the right direction with everything going on. Oh, I love it.
Okay. No, and I respect it. I'm not like mad that you feel that way.
Yeah. No, I'm mad at you and your score, but I'll put that to the side.
Like, there's some things I'd be mad if you liked, but this doesn't. This, I don't care. This is something that I'm not going to die on. So I also want to say this.
Yeah.
This is from... Okay, I'll go over these two quick articles, then we can go into it. All that glitters is not gold, is the old aphorism. It's the one Tolkien flipped on its head for the riddle of Strider. All that is gold does not glitter. But the Rings of Power knows only how to glitter, and it's certainly not gold. It knows how to shoot pretty slow-motion shots of elves on horses, which, I'm going to cut in real quick, that was not a pretty shot. I hate that shot. Or orcs leaping through the trees. It gets the giant statues of ancient, elven kings and shining cities just right. It has a sweeping score that's lovely to listen to, but is like the show's melodrama, perhaps a little too incessant. This is how a show of spectacle... This is a show of spectacle, and it gets the spectacle mostly right. And this is how I'm feeling at this point. This show is not gold. It glitters like gold. It's fool's gold, man. And that's how I feel. And you disagree with that, I'm assuming.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was from Forbes, I believe.
I mean, honestly, if you look back at shows, even movies, have you ever seen a product so spectacular? Seriously. I'm constantly watching this show going, this is blowing my mind, the way everything looks.
Yeah.
Nothing seems off. Everything is to the T. Are we in the non-spoiler section now? When Adar is looking at the dying orc,
Yeah.
that blew my mind. The way that orc looked with the blood and just the detail, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean? So every time I watch this show and something new pops up, every time they have a city pan out shot,
Yeah.
I'm just like, holy crap. There's nothing that looks that good to me that I can think of right off the bat.
Yeah. I feel like Avengers is pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
They put a lot of money.
But they're also putting a lot of money into it this, you know.
Yeah. I agree.
But just a TV show that it's phenomenal.
And I will agree with that.
Anyway,
to the end of the world. So, and then also another one. I can't remember what website this is from, but as for hobbits, we'll meet their ancestors, the Harfoots, an early hobbit species who, like the Bagginses and Gamgees of Middle Earth, are known for their hairy, oversized feet and shoelessness. Here's what the series deviates from Tolkien's work, though. Neither Harfoots nor hobbits did anything of historical note up until the Third Age, when Bilbo and later Frodo went on life-changing journeys. Their adventures in the series will be brand new, something that might turn off die-hard Tolkienites, but excite those curious to explore new corners of his wide, wondrous world.
Crap. They invented golf. That's horse crap.
Oh, they did?
I don't. Well, that's what they said in Lord of the Rings, right? Says.
Yeah.
In Hobbit, yeah.
Oh, in The Hobbit. Okay, yeah.
But I really don't know any... So this quote or whatever, I don't know anything about hobbits, honestly.
No.
Harfoots.
Yeah.
I don't know their lore, their history.
Uh-huh. But I just feel like this is a larger aspect of a larger problem where they're trying to build 5 seasons or whatever off of something that does not have the content to do it. You know?
Well, do you think... So this episode obviously has no Hardfoots in it.
Yeah. Which is great. That was great.
That's the reason it bumped up to an A- for me.
I get it. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to know about our wizard Gandalf character. But do you think the Harfoots are going to play a big, big role in this? They just there.
You would have to assume so. If they didn't, then that would be such a failure.
Well, just because you're going off of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, right? Where they do have a Hobbit-type character
But also, just in terms of time spent on camera, they have to play a huge role.
Yeah,
in order to fulfill the time spent. They can't just waste all that time for nothing. But I just want to bring that up, that this just shows they're going to be spending at least a third of the show on something that's not in the book. You know? Yeah. That's completely written now. And I just think that is a issue that, if not written right, can really come back to bite them.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And then, we already talked about the scores.
Yep.
And they're a little bit more in line with... They're actually right in the middle. So if you go right down the middle, it's right in the spot with us,
They're pretty close, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. Give me your thoughts. What are you feeling from what I said? Let's spoil it.
Oh, well, what's our couple doubts, real quick? Now that I got that on my head. So the main one,
Oh, yeah.
and well, I guess there's two that I've written down. So Adar, because
Yeah.
you're straight up saying that's Sauron.
I felt that way in the last episode, and I still feel
What
that
am I?
way, but
Okay,
maybe he's
but why
not.
though? Well, I don't know. So what are you feeling off of that? Because they did say a couple things like he's not a god yet, correct?
Yeah, but
He
he's
said
going to be.
something, but he's going to
Or he
be, and
wants
then
to
a
be.
couple,
Yeah. Sorry, what?
and they call him Father, the
Yes.
orcs.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems that way that that's going to be Sauron, but didn't we see Sauron in a different form, or did
When?
in the first episode? In the first episode,
We saw Sauron in
you
the
saw,
first episode?
yeah, you saw Sauron with all the orcs and stuff in that old city that had his mark in it. He was
Oh.
standing up on the.
I need to look back to that.
Yeah, look real quick. So I'm pretty sure it looked like his old self. Or was that
I mean, like,
Margot?
well, yeah, we
No.
saw him
No,
in
no,
his
no.
suit,
Yeah.
but we don't see his face, correct?
No, not his face. No.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't. Did he get destroyed at this point? Was there a point where he did become destroyed? He went away, but his like spirit still remained, and now he put his spirit in a different body. Is it that type of thing?
No, that's Lord of the Rings.
Because no, I know that. That
Oh.
was yeah. But as of right now, because it looks he's obviously an elf, right?
I think he's some kind of race of elf. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the lore of Sauron, is he actually an elf? Do we know that? Do we know what he is?
Let me look it up. I looked this up recently. Let's see. It said he was like a Maya. Yeah. Maia. Don't know what that is.
Oh, okay.
So
there's actually a race.
Yeah.
They put a
Wait,
race to him.
Smith of Alu, lieutenant to Morgoth, deceived the elves into forging. Wait. Brought about the downfall. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know what the freak Maya is. But,
Gotcha.
let's see. Wait. What is a Maya? Mayor. Those spirits which descended to Arda to help the Valar shape the world. They were numerous, yet not many were named, and fewer also take invisible shapes in Middle-earth. The Maiar were Anur. Technically, any Ainu that is not counted as a Vala is Maya. I don't know what the freak this is.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. But yeah, at this point, I hope it's Sauron. I think that'd be awesome. Learn
I like the
his inner
character.
desires and how he feels and thinks.
Yeah.
If we don't see him ever, that would be that would suck to me.
If that's Sauron, is he too nice? Like I didn't feel this massive evil being coming from him.
Yeah.
So is it a spirit type thing that's inside of him that needs to come out? Like he said, he's not a god yet.
I was
You know what I
assuming
mean? And
I was
this
assuming
ring-
that was the ring.
Yeah.
Like he
hasn't
needs the
gotten
ring, then he become a god.
and becomes what he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, something I watched a video like recently about someone explaining from the lore the difference between Morgoth and Sauron.
Uh-huh.
Morgoth is like, just in simple terms, he's all destructive, all evil, like, doesn't care, just wants destruction, basically. And Sauron is like a organized evil.
Okay.
And it's through that video he showed
Controlling.
that he's maybe a little more sympathetic and caring than Morgoth. Morgoth is just like all evil.
Yeah.
And even though Sauron is all evil, he's still like organized and kind of has layers to it.
I got you.
That's more prudent for success.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
'cause
maybe.
he obviously has this huge plan to make these rings control.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, when I saw him caring about the goblin, that was shocking. You know?
Yeah.
But maybe we're trying to find out Sauron's true heart here.
Yeah.
And he actually was building an army, and he actually cared about the army, maybe. Because we have no idea his true intent in Lord of the Rings. So I'm hoping that Adar is Sauron. And through the show, we're going to learn his true heart.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
But also in the last episode, didn't they say Sauron has many names?
Yeah, no,
right
exactly.
before they brought up Adar?
Yeah.
So that's what made me think he's definitely him. But, I mean...
Yeah, it points to everything.
Yeah.
But then the way he talks and the way his mannerisms, the way he seems to care doesn't line up for a Sauron type. you know?
I agree.
So I was just curious if, unless the ring completely changes him,
so his power.
you know, yeah,
that'd be interesting.
But
so, and then the thing I had to say, keeping going off of what our thoughts were about Lord of the Rings, the connections is in the episode. When was it? I'm pretty sure the Queen Regent has the black orb, right? The Plantier.
Yes. Yep. That was my other one.
Yeah. So in Lord of the Rings, I looked this up because when they said it would confuse me. A Plantier, whatever, is a communication device. That's what they said in Lord of the Rings. That whoever holds the stones can communicate to each other. And they said it's a dream device. Like it shows you
see the future. See.
Yeah. Which, that's not accurate. They lied.
I don't know what that was about. Because in Lord of the Rings, it's straight up. Gandalf's like, we don't know who else is watching. We don't know where the other ones are lost.
Yeah.
Anyone could be watching. So you don't mess with them.
Yes.
But this, she was like, see our future. See the prophecy, which I don't get. Unless we're missing something.
Yes.
But you said you looked it up, though, and it had nothing to do with...
No, yeah. If you do a Google search, nothing is said about foreshadowing. I feel like the writers just took what was shown in Lord of the Rings, which was it looked like it was a foreshadowing of what to come, and then used that as truth instead of what's true.
I gotcha.
Which that'd be really sad. But yeah, I feel like there's just a lie there. That's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had another thing I wanted to bring up as well.
Okay.
So I listened to some other podcasts talk about it because the guy on it, he really cares about Lord of the Rings. He knows the history. I just listened for a few minutes anyways. But he said the lore given in this episode about Mithril is completely not true. The reason why Durin's people built their castle and built their kingdom in what's it called? It's not Moria.
I honestly can't tell you.
They said it in the
top
first.
of my head.
Well, it's a really big name. I know it. I just can't remember it. Anyways, the reason why they built it there was because of Mithril. Mithril is integral to Middle Earth, and it's been there since the First Age, like a long time. And now they're just throwing it in there. Like he just found it and he gave it a name. And I thought that was really interesting. That they're just completely ruining the timeline of things.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, I had no idea about that lore.
No, me either until I saw that. So, did you have anything else that you had to say, that you want to say?
No, that was blaring. No, not at all.
So
blaring like that.
It was the black orb then.
It was just 100%. Because even Pippin, when Pippin grabbed it, it was Sauron looking at him. Yeah. It wasn't a vision.
But it was a vision of what Sauron wanted, which is why I get why they thought that was the case.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just Sauron's thoughts, I feel like. So, yeah. So what give me your thoughts. What annoyed you about what I said?
About what?
In the beginning.
Oh, nothing. Honestly. I mean, I get where you're coming from, honestly. I'm not going to fight it too much. I'm just so I guess let's just go through the plot step by step, and then I think we'll start placing things. what I got to say. So it's initially, it started out with the destruction, the vision, right?
Yeah.
Which, um, didn't we already see the destruction of the city at one point? Or was that
Uh,
a preview or a trailer? Didn't we see the city underwater?
I can't
There was
remember.
there was red everywhere. It was you see a floating body, a couple buildings, and everything was
Oh,
covered in water.
I think that
I'm
wasn't that
pretty.
a footage of like an older fight? Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Are you talking about the first episode during that first intro
I
cutscene?
can't remember. All I know is what other city would be underwater if it wasn't.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Um. So obviously the city's gonna be destroyed.
yep,
Correct.
yep. Well, that's what this whole episode is about.
Yeah. Right. And they become. And the whole prophecy was her coming to the city, right? And then they basically completely changed their minds
Yep.
about elves at that point to help them because the petals were falling from the tree,
At the end,
right?
yep, yep. The end of the
Yeah.
episode,
Okay.
the petals fall,
So she
and
was a part of she was a part of the prophecy,
yep. And now they will fight.
and now we have Isildur and everyone going Middle Earth.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yes.
Which was one of my only scenes I liked
Yeah.
was starting the next
So that
episode.
was
Hopefully, we get
so that
a fight next episode or something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that's one of my things that I loved about it is everything's now falling into place, coming to Middle Earth. Isildur
Yep.
is what's his name going to? He never said it. I'm
Which one?
assuming
The
he's
dad?
going to Hal. No,
Oh, Halbrand.
Halbrand.
I
I'm
hope so.
assuming he's going.
Yeah. If he
I'm
doesn't, I
assuming
mean,
he
I'm
has
so
a pretty
lame.
big. Yeah,
Yeah, but
but now that's all coming to pass. Everyone, anyway, everything's just now coming to Middle Earth,
that
and I
was a quick
like it.
pit stop at Numenor.
Yeah,
I'm assuming I wonder how much more time we're gonna spend there. I wonder when it's gonna be destroyed. How soon
yeah.
in the show? Maybe it's later on. I don't know,
And
but
so why would it get destroyed? Do you think? Do you think the Numenorians like abandon the elves during a battle or something, and that's when the city gets destroyed? I started thinking about that. They obviously banded up with the elves. They're going to go help the elves. They have they have that partnership again. That's the prophecy. The city's now not being destroyed. So why would the city be destroyed? Is it
um,
Sauron's forces, or is it literally they broke their pact with the elves? And
and
because isn't that the
consequences.
gist of it basically?
Yeah, I'm not sure how the water comes,
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah,
but yeah, we know Sauron is the reason for the season. I'm trying to think. I feel like just like this is my feelings, but pre of the show, because I knew that this
uh,
was a thing that happened. My general sense was Numenor was like the big capital that was thriving,
yeah.
and Sauron destroyed it to stop its potential power.
I got you.
That was my original understanding or like assumption, I guess.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm interested to see how it unfolds though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
This is definitely one point that keeps me very intrigued.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be great to see all of them die.
and
Racist pigs.
I want to know why.
So, oh yeah, what did you feel about the Chancellor hyping up the rebels against the elves?
The Chancellor.
Just that
Oh,
scene.
I thought that was weird.
It's just.
I'll give you that. That part.
There's so many
That,
scenes we can go over where I just feel like they
that
just
part
did
was a little
not.
off.
Yeah, it's just off.
Yeah,
It's not. No scene feels so impactful to me.
I got you.
Like, has there been a single scene in this show that's been like, wow? You know? Like, that was just spectacular. The writing, the acting, those all just came
That was
together
just
in this feeling of, wow. You know?
yeah.
They're all just like this one. It's just like, okay, they're showing me what's happening. It's all right. I get it. It's good. But I thought like that was a really clear-cut example of how I feel about the show. And let's see. Okay, next up we got Galadriel asks for aid from the Queen
Regent.
The Queen Regent. Another scene.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it?
It's just not good.
Oof.
You know?
Okay. No, I don't know. I thought it was fine. What was wrong with that scene?
There is a tempest in me that will not be quelched.
It's Galadriel. What do you expect?
Let me speak to your father.
It's Galadriel.
You're going to jail.
She is so intense.
I don't know. It just doesn't have oomph to it, to me. None of the scenes.
I gotcha. Okay.
Like, and they could be good, but it's just whatever's happening just does not hit.
Yeah. All right.
And then the captain scene. The boat scene.
The boat scene where
this might have been the worst scene of the whole episode.
Please elaborate. What was wrong with that scene?
Does it make sense to you? Why would the captain be so mad
100%,
that he literally
100%.
didn't tie a rope? No?
You don't see, no, not at all.
Maybe I could have missed something.
No, it's just it seems like the last couple episodes being a part of the shipping, the crew, the boat legion, whatever you want to call it, is such a high honor, correct? Yeah. It's intense. The training's intense. There's not, if you have one bad chink in that chain, you're gonna fail, you know. And wasn't that one of the final tests, right? Weren't they on the verge of becoming shipmates or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that being something true. Specifically, the captain or whatever knowing I've seen you tie that line hundreds of times, so you obviously screwed up, and we can't have that on my ship. I won't allow that. So yeah, I could see that. It didn't bother me at all.
For me, I was like...
The only thing that bugged me was the two buddies got kicked off, which I'm like, well, that sucks. Yeah. Because it was obviously him. You know.
It was all so quick.
And he took...
It was quick. It felt unneeded. Like, it didn't feel like... It felt like they were doing it just to make the show happen. Because I was like, for literally tying a rope, all three, their goals, how much time they spent trying to do this... They're just gone.
I know, and that's what...
In like a 2-minute scene.
No, I get it. But then it carried on to the next scene where they talked about, they fought each other, they were arguing. And then it kind of kicked back to the very end where they all...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, volunteered, right? Well, so to me, it was obviously them. They're going to be a huge part at the end. Well, obviously, Isildur is. Yeah. But I want to know the two friends because they seem like they're going to be a pretty big part in it, too. And that's why they needed him off the boat, Yeah. So to me, it was like, okay, that makes sense. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, that happened, and
the story unfolds well.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense what's happening.
I got you.
It did not feel genuine.
You got to look at the whole thing.
Yeah.
I got you.
This is a show about life, not a show about a person playing strings on these characters to make it happen. It needs to unfold.
Oh, it's unfolding.
Okay, then we get to my favorite scene was probably Sauron or Adar.
Adar. He looked cool. Yeah. I liked it.
He looks like freaking Benjen. Dead Benjen.
Well, that's exactly 100%. Well, that's not the same actor though, is it?
No, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It just looks like dead Benjen in the season 6, whatever, like the same kind of thing.
Yep.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I feel like the only thing I wrote down was that I am no god yet, but I will be type thing. That's the only thing I wrote.
Yeah.
And that is high aspirations for someone who's not Sauron. So I'm shocked if it's not Sauron. But well,
he obviously grew up an elf. See, that's what I just don't know. I'm fighting myself.
Yeah.
Because he looks almost dead, right? A corpse, an orc. He obviously grew up as an elf.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. We got the backstory. of
So
him a
what
little
am
bit.
I missing? What am I missing with the lore of Sauron?
We don't know the lore of Sauron. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't,
So
as the Lord of the
I just
Rings
don't.
fanatic movie.
Yeah. I just don't know where they're going with it, and it intrigues the crap out of me.
No, it's good. Yeah. The
This,
whole Sauron thing is, or Adar
yeah,
is coming together well. In
and this
terms
is kind
of,
of on the same level with the wizard we're pretending it.
yeah.
The Gandalf. It's like I'm so intrigued because I have no idea
Uh-huh.
because it's pulling me two different ways, which I can't grasp. I can see both of it happening.
Uh-huh.
But no, they're doing good with giving you a little bit of line, and then you're kind of tugging on it, but nothing's really. Oh, I can't wait.
Mhm.
Mm.
And then it ends with deliver the message to the Southlands, which I guess that's what that would be. It does.
What was that message?
Let me see. It was. Oh, I didn't write it down. But anyways, it was
I forgot to
pledge
write it down, too.
fealty to
Yeah,
Adar
right? Okay.
and leave, or you'll be killed. Okay.
Yep.
Now, again, this hints back to what we said earlier. This does not feel like a Sauron move. Again,
Yeah, yeah.
but this could be the pre-Sauron before the ring, so maybe he was nicer, and I think that'd be interesting as well,
Yeah.
if that's the case.
Yep.
Oh, and then the part I just do not care about. I hate Theo. I don't like his mother.
As what?
I
Oh
don't-
my gosh,
The actor.
You are.
I don't care
brutal.
about him. I don't like the way he acts. I don't like it. Every time he's on the screen, I don't like it.
He's a punk kid. What are you expecting?
But
He's got the hilt of power.
I just don't like it. I just don't care. And then for some reason, his mom, I just don't care about either. I just don't care about the Southlands.
You just don't like her because she was kind of annoying in How I Met Your Mother. Because that's how I feel. Yeah. I didn't care for her.
Honestly, I didn't think that. I forgot what she was in.
I don't like her in How I Met Your Mother, so that's the only reason why I don't really care for her.
Is she Barney's girlfriend?
No.
Who is she?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now I remember her.
Yes, Barney.
I liked her in that. I liked her. You didn't like her?
No, I didn't like her in
Oh.
that. No.
I feel like I liked her, but...
So that's the only reason why I'm not a huge fan of her in this. But she does fine. I mean,
it's not good. I don't like it. I just don't care. The whole thing was... I don't know. I just don't care. And another thing I've been thinking was... So they're obviously trying to work towards the Southlands battle. But literally, it looks like there's 40 people. That is not big enough. That is not big enough for me to care about.
We don't know anywhere else. There's gonna be massive elves coming, buddy.
But then they say, "Oh, we got people from this city and these people here."
Well, it wasn't just those couple little villages or whatever.
Yeah. I just don't care.
But I do agree with you on there when they said that we're all going to the
Tower.
Elf Watchtower or whatever, and they panned up on it. I'm like, that is not even bigger than the realm of, I'm like, it's so small.
It's tiny. It looks dumb.
So
if there was a ton of people, I'd be like, okay, this is going to be a huge problem, big battle, a lot of lives at stake. It looks like it's so. Just take it, Sauron. It's your land. These people suck, and I don't care about any of them.
I got you. Not even the old guy at the end who obviously had the hilt.
Yeah, he's been corrupted.
That doesn't intrigue you?
That's cool. That's cool.
That he kind of knows what's going on. It's coming. Yeah. Get prepared.
So it looks like that hilt corrupts, right? Or something.
Does it corrupt? It must. Because what did he do? He took it and stabbed it in himself, right?
Yeah, and then the blood.
If it's the blood that activated it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
But does it have to be a specific blood? Is there something specific with this kid and his bloodline? You know what I mean? Is it something like that?
That'd be
But the
interesting.
old guy, he also had the scars too, so he obviously stabbed himself with it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't know yet. We don't. There hasn't been any obvious. Um. Oh my gosh.
Obvious clues.
No, well, clues of being turned or
Yeah.
being corrupted,
Well,
right?
that old man seems corrupt. No.
Well, I know. No. But was he corrupt or was he just Saruman? Where he's like, there's no way we're going to win, so I'm just going to stay on this side. You know what I mean? Because Saruman wasn't corrupted. He just realized, okay, there's no way we're going to win,
Yeah.
so I might as well.
Help.
So that's how I felt with the old guy.
Well, I mean, technically, Sauron was corrupted in the real sense. But yeah, I get what you're saying. He's not
I get
like
it.
magically corrupted, I guess.
Yeah. But there wasn't any glaring corruption things popping out with the boy yet, right?
Not yet, no. He hasn't had it long enough.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The only thing that'll be interesting about the Southlands to me is getting a battle out of the way, and then having Theo, and then
That's a huge thing.
And then having Theo. But what's Gondor?
The Gondor's in the Southlands.
No, Mordor.
Isn't that the Southlands? Mordor's just the. I gotta look at a map now.
No, all the Southlands is gonna be taken by Mordor. It's gonna turn into Mordor. Well, I guess Gondor is right on the edge of Mordor, so yeah. It's on the edge. It's on the edge of the Southlands, sure.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Look it up.
South Gondor. Yeah, we got two different maps that we got to look at, right?
Let's do the Southlands Rings of Power map.
Yeah, Rings of Power.
It's literally Mordor. Me and Stacy looked it up in the book. It looks it's exactly where Mordor is. It's got the
exactly, and that's where Gondor's at. So
well,
that's the Southland. That's what I'm saying.
No, I thought you said Gondor's on the edge of the Southlands. Is it on the edge of it? It's not in the Southlands.
I guess what do you call the Southland? Southland isn't just that.
It's on the other end of the mountains, right?
Oh my gosh.
So it's not really. I mean, it's close to the Southlands.
I get what you're saying. I guess I'm just considering that all.
Like all this land is gonna
Southlands.
turn black and become Mordor. That's not where Gondor is. Gondor is on the other side of it. So I just don't care about it.
I got you.
But I guess it depends how general Southlands is.
Yeah, that's I'm basing off. That's where the Southlands. You got Mordor, the Gondor area of the Middle Earth map that I'm looking at.
So this will be interesting. Why does Gondor get built so close? Like you said last episode.
Yeah. And that's where I don't know it. Is it a with Minas Tirith?
As
is
a
it
defense.
just like a defense against keeping an eye on Mordor?
Well, what I was saying is the only thing interesting about the Southlands is Mordor turning, the battle that's going to take place, and then hopefully Theo becomes Sauron or someone cool.
Oh,
like he becomes corrupt and from the sword.
That would be cool if he became something. if he was became the mouth of Sauron.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Cool. But yeah, that's all. I don't care.
Oh, we didn't need to talk about that.
What?
Who are gonna be the people who take the rings? Who do you think's gonna be the 9? Oh shoot! Who do you think are gonna be the 9 men who become?
Do you think they're gonna show us the 9 men?
Well, they have to if they're creating the rings and giving them out. Galadriel obviously gets one.
Yeah.
So who are these 9 men?
I can see the 9 showing us the men, dude.
Why not? That's huge.
I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me.
That seems. Wow.
You think they're gonna try to explain 9 different people that get rings?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is it going to be Isildur's buddies? Is that going to be a couple of them?
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Maybe few people will be explained.
Is that why they're coming in?
Maybe.
Dude, the ring rates are huge.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
I guess.
Interesting. Anyway.
Well, that's interesting, yeah.
I didn't even think about that. And then all the dwarves who got it.
Well, this show is all about the Rings of Power, so yeah. It's an interesting topic to think about.
Very intrigued. Oh yeah. Anyway,
Well, let's think. Okay, message from Shauron is shared. I guess the only thing else we have to talk about is Elrond and Durin, right?
well, before that, did you notice that the oh my gosh, I'm gonna screw up his name. The Celebrimbor,
Celebrimbor, yeah.
whatever his name is. Okay, I watched it a couple times. He looks like he is more concerned now. There's something about him. He's not the whole being corrupted,
Uh-huh.
like what you were saying.
Yeah.
It seems like it's kind of coming into play now.
Okay, yeah. Well, we just had the one scene, right?
Yeah.
Showing the tower being built.
Yep.
And they already built so much of it. I'm shocked.
Looks like it.
Yeah. I thought
They
it'd
got
take
dwarves,
longer.
man.
Yeah.
They got dwarves.
And then
But
yeah.
there's something there going on, which I'm very excited to see because we didn't see him last episode, right? Elrond and the elves weren't a part of the last episode, so
yeah. Well, they weren't in this
just
episode
seems-
either. Honestly, this
Oh,
useless.
I got you. Yeah, I guess Elrond. Yeah,
Well, they had 2 scenes and they were both useless,
yeah.
or 3. I'm not sure if Durin talking to his father was a different scene, but yeah. I mean, we
Wait,
found
so you're
out.
saying the whole Durin and Elrond scenes you did not like?
No, I didn't mind them. They're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had no feeling of either way.
That relationship to me is my favorite as of right now.
Yes.
I love their relationship, and then the wife is amazing.
Yeah. And so with that, now that we've said everything and started talking about those two, I want to get into a big plot point, a big thing I want to talk about right now. To get your thoughts.
Okay.
As I look back on the show, I know I've said in the past Galadriel is one of my favorites.
Yep.
But I think that is not the case anymore. I think, honestly, the only characters I care about, like I said only 10% of the characters I like. And I think it's only Elrond and Durin.
Okay.
Okay, let's go over this. Galadriel is getting annoying. She is so basic. She's so... This is the same in every episode and every scene. She's so like, I'm going to do this. I'm driven. I'm this heroic protagonist. Boring.
That's what she is, though.
But it's not a good character.
In the Hobbits, no, I get it, but that's what she is in the Hobbit movies and Lord of the Rings. She's exactly like that in every scene.
But
And don't get me wrong, these last couple episodes, because she has been a prisoner or whatever, they're a little slower.
Yeah.
Instead of like the first episode where she's crawling up a dang mountain and being a freaking bad A.
Yeah.
But so I can see her character's slow at this point. But I can almost guarantee you when she gets to Middle Earth, and it's going to be a completely different story.
It could be.
But
that's later on.
But she does not. She doesn't bug me at all. Besides the super intenseness of her.
Yeah.
Like you said with what did she say? She said the tempest in me, just that super intense speech.
Yeah.
It's a little much, but it doesn't. It's Galadriel. I'm giving her all the props on that.
I don't know.
I don't care what.
And then
Okay, what else do you got?
Okay. Isildur is lame.
He is a pansy.
Yeah,
okay.
I could care less about any of the Harfoots. I think they all suck. And then hold on. I always forget this.
Let's wait up. Let's back up to the Sildor. Let's back up to the Sildor real quick.
Yeah, we can do that. I just want to find the name of Erondir. I always forget the elf's name. I don't like him either.
Erondir?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, let's go back to Isildur.
Yeah, go.
As we know about Isildur, he basically is a pansy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, even in Lord of the Rings, though, he had no heart. He had no courage. He basically beat Sauron on.
Well, that's a stretch.
No, I get you. I'm just saying.
Courage.
I don't think he's this. In the whole scheme of it, I think he is a terrible person in the realm of it. he got so corrupted by the ring so quick.
Yeah, as
He
any
is a
man
piece of
does,
crap,
though.
you know. Yeah,
Any man would. That's the problem. It's hard to
I know,
scale it
and
because
they're
only
garbage.
how many men actually got close to the ring? Boromir
Boromir, and he was almost
Isildur?
turned just staring at it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Isildur,
I
yep.
think any
I
man,
get you.
for the most part.
Yeah.
That's the flaws of men shown, which is the beautiful writing of Lord of the Rings. Yeah. So Erondir, don't care about.
Why though?
So here's the thing.
I mean, he's my least favorite elf, but there's not much that I don't like.
So this
like about him.
Let's look back to the broader scheme of the show.
Okay.
Writing, obviously, is not strong, which affects everything. Okay, and if I look back to my two favorite shows, Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, immediately there is immense depth, character, and character arcs shown through Walter White, Jesse, Hank. Okay, all these characters, they feel deep. You know them. They have these issues. They have things that make them look good, that you can see the light in them. And then we go to Game of Thrones. Literally, all the characters. There's no character is just paper thin. Where immediately Ned Stark, right? He's amazing. He's loving. He's caring. He has duty. He has these flaws with his family, with Jon Snow, and he has to go help the king, but he doesn't want to because of his wife. And then you look at any character, Tyrion, all his problems with being a midget, but he's smart and cunning. I can go on and on. There's no character that is so paper thin and bland and like Galadriel. I'm a hero. I'm gonna do my duty, and I'm gonna do this every single right way. There's no character like that in Game of Thrones. There's no character like that in Breaking Bad. There's no character like that in Harry Potter. Just another example. They all have this depth to them, and when I look at every character in the show, every character feels so paper thin. Like, okay, what is this character? I can explain it in 1 second. Game of Thrones, you try to do that, I could take freaking forever to explain Jaime and what is up with him, you know? And I just don't see this show like going on. I don't see Galadriel having depth. She's just going to continue to, I got to do this for my brother. And that's literally what Galadriel is. And nothing's going to change. And none of the characters bring this feeling of immense emotion. Like Harry Potter again, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, some of my favorite things that are well written. And after this episode, which is why I'm kind of going off on this episode, not necessarily just this episode, it's just the show in general. When I was looking back on all the characters, I was like, I just don't have strong feelings for any of them. And actually, a lot of them I don't like. And not like in a good way like Joffrey Baratheon, where I hate him because he's such a good character. It's I just don't care. All the characters I already said, I just don't care about them. And I know these things could change. You know, they could start showing me something. But Theo, I don't think I'm going to care. Nori, the Hobbit, I'm not going to care about. I just don't see myself caring about her. And Galadriel, I care about her story, but she's slightly starting to become just a bland character where that's what she's going to do every single time. For me, great characters are what makes shows and movies so freaking good, is you don't know what they're going to do. They have all this character arc and backstory. They're like, oh, I love him, I hate him, they do these things. That's just there's no character like that, man. Not a single one. Durin is the only one that seems to have, like when he's on character, on the screen, he has personality. And that's partly the dwarves. They have personality, and that's cool. But I don't know. At this point, and I'm not going to say this show is doomed, but I'm just going to say that, like, I wanted to just give that whole spiel, is these characters, for me, are not doing the job. Last thing, looking back to Game of Thrones, within the first freaking episode, right? I hate Jaime. I hate Cersei. I love Ned. I like all of his family. I don't really like Sansa. You know, these are all feelings I have pretty strongly after one freaking episode. I love the king. He's so funny, but I can already understand that he's kind of a drunk. In this show, we're 4 episodes in. And there's been no depth, man. And what do you think about that, man? What do you think? Am I sharing the truth? Am I making you mad because you don't feel that way?
It's the hard. No, you're not making me mad. I get it. My thing is, you seriously can't compare them. That's the problem. Lord of the Rings isn't going to have a Jeffrey. Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
Rings of Power is not going to have a Jamie and Cersei incest rockin' moment. You know.
But it's not to Game of Thrones then. I did Breaking Bad and
Okay.
Harry Potter. Do Harry Potter.
Okay. No. Oh, Harry Potter. I could rip on those movies all day long. The only thing that I love about those
I'm
movies
just talking about the characters, though.
is because it's my. I could rip into those characters all day long too. But let's go to Breaking Bad real quick. So Breaking Bad. The thing with Breaking Bad is I didn't get hooked into that season, that TV show, until a handful of episodes in. Okay.
The first episode did not get you hooked.
Oh no, it got me hooked, but so did Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power. It obviously got me hooked.
Okay. Well, let's dive into Walter White in just the first episode. If you need any remembrances of what happens, I can help you. But
no, I think I've seen it a handful of times. Okay. But what are you specifically talking about?
It's just
he goes through it. He needs money, right? It ends with him naked on the road, right, where his vans broke down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what specifically in that episode did you think it was?
I'm saying I already had extremely, from the very first episode, they already showed me a depth to his character that I have felt more for just him in that first episode than 4 episodes in for any character in the show. So, in the very beginning, we see them show the plaque that he won a Nobel Prize. But yet looks like a loser working on his little workout machine, okay? We see him get made fun of by his students. We see him care so much for chemistry, and like you can see, he's really smart. He works at a car wash. He gets made fun of while he's working at the car wash by some of his, from some of his students. He's getting worked on by his boss. Then we have the whole Hank scene where he's scared to hold a gun. The way he talks with his wife, he's very it seems like he's just giving up. Like he's just, But yeah, he's kind of jabbing it with his son. So, shows some of that. But then...
Okay. I'll stop you here.
Okay.
So, as you're going through that whole episode, basically what I'm getting from it is that whole episode is all about Walter White. That 45 minutes or whatever, how long it is, was all about one character bringing into his depth and story.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the 80% of the first episode of this show was all Galadriel.
Well, that's fine. And that's when you said she's awesome. You liked it. I feel like this Rings of Power there's so many more characters that in the end of it is going to come in one final battle, one final moment where Breaking Bad, I know you love it, and I do love it, but how many times have they had a character, killed him off, a new one comes up? You know what I mean? It wasn't... How many characters at one time was there besides the family and maybe the bad guy, the drug lord? You know what I mean? Yeah. So the character profile is so much smaller in my eyes. And tell me if I'm wrong, because I've only seen it once or twice. And that's the thing with the Lord of the Rings. I can see where you're coming from, where things are thin, but they have so many more characters that they kind of have to come together, or this series can be 20 episodes long if you really want to get into it, So that would be my 2 cents on that, or how I feel about that, and why it doesn't bother me. I feel...
Yeah.
And going back to Lord of the Rings, so you love Ned Stark, right? So do I. Right off the bat, I knew it was him. The thing with Ned, though, is I loved that actor. So I knew right off the bat Sean Bean is an amazing actor, and I loved him. So when he became this way, and even Robert Baratheon, I've seen him a handful of times in other movies, and I knew who he was, and I liked him.
Yeah.
The Rings movie or TV show is kind of the opposite. I really don't know anyone. Yeah. So it's hard for me to enjoy Eldron, even though I really do enjoy his character and that actor.
Yeah.
But I have nothing in the past to kind of bring joy to that specific actor. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
So that's I honestly agree with everything you're saying, and I get what you're saying. It's just so different in my I mean, you're not going to have whorehouses. You're not going to have drunkards at every scene in Lord of the Rings, like Game of Thrones, where it's darker. I don't know, man.
But let's just go to Lord of the Rings then. Okay?
Okay.
Think about what we see from Aragorn in the first movie.
Yeah.
We see depth. We see him kind of acting like Strider in the beginning. But he's caring. He's throwing the apples, right? He's protective. And then throughout the show, we see him start making jokes. He's funny. He's humanistic.
Yeah.
What else? He cares a lot about Frodo when he's trying to save her, you know.
Yeah.
What else do we see from that first? Whatever. Oh yeah, then the whole council and that last battle and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We just see. I don't know. It's just the writing. I feel like just the characters. I feel like every scene that with Galadriel in it, I'm gonna know exactly what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
And that's boring to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. So, Aragorn, I agree. He has an amazing story. He has a lot of depth. So I just looked it up. It looks like Aragorn was in 73 minutes of the first movie. Okay, 73 minutes.
Yep.
That is massive.
Yeah.
Compared to what they're trying to do with some of these characters here, where they obviously are gonna play a huge part, like Isildur. I want to know, he probably has, 10 minutes total so far in 4 episodes. Even the Hobbits or the Hardfoots, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I agree that Aragorn definitely has a deeper storyline and but he has 73 minutes just in the first movie to bring that feeling, you know, from that movie. And then that just builds on to the second movie and third movie.
Uh-huh.
Where it's only been 4 episodes. Isildur maybe has 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The black elf dude probably has 15, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not writing it off quite yet, like you.
No, I'm not writing it
off. I know. But
we're pretty deep in the game.
Are we though?
Yeah.
Are we? Oh man. The only depth I can see that we're in is Galadriel, because we've had her for the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies, and I love the way they portray her in this. That's exactly what we saw in Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, and she does perfect in my eyes.
Yeah.
And then who else besides? I mean, Sauron has been in all of them, but he never talks or does anything, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's
so difficult.
It's just hard because
it is.
I have a hard time believing any of these characters are going to become a character that I look back on in enjoyment. Like,
I gotcha.
Like, you know, with Game of Thrones, there's like 4 of them. With Breaking Bad, I have like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Where it's like a really strong feeling.
But Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, we'll definitely have a conversation once it's over.
Oh, for sure.
But
this is just
obviously been over.
Yeah, this is a prediction for the future.
Yeah.
The way I'm feeling, I just have a hard time believing that's going to change.
Okay.
No. But like I said, Elrond and Durin are 2 characters I do like. Yeah. I don't know. I just like, I'm just liking their characters. But everyone else, I just don't really care. Really, it's hard to say, but
yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I can't disagree with you. I understand it.
Yeah,
and I could see why. But man, this episode to me was the stepping stone of where I'm wanting it to go. Yeah, with a lot of the stuff, just talking about Mithril and seeing the forge being made and just little things like that coming, and Isildur coming to Middle Earth. Just everything is like, okay, it's coming up, baby. We're getting to the point where everything's gonna come together.
That's the thing, though, man. Correct me if I'm wrong. The only enjoyment so far has been the lore and learning, right? For me personally.
Yeah, but the lore is them, though. The lore are these stories. It's not now tying into it, but
it's not the entertainment factor of the episode that's doing it for me. It's just learning and seeing the thing happen that I'm interested in.
What do you? Okay.
They need to start making the actual content good around what's interesting.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I love it all. This episode, seriously. Besides a couple things we talked about was a little weird but no, I love the way everything.
It's not bad.
No. I get it.
I'm definitely talking in broad strokes throughout this whole time.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Because again, this episode was very it did not push or pull much to me.
Gotcha.
So I'm just kind of talking in broad strokes.
With me, it's pulling me like crazy right now.
Yeah.
Because they had,
Okay.
Because they had three or four different little things they brought up, and that I saw was like, okay, and it's just tugging me even more now, me even more.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else to say?
Did Mithril have anything? Man, it's been so long since I've read the Lord of the Rings books. But was Mithril? I wonder why they brought up Mithril.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Well, I heard from something.
Okay.
I was gonna say this. Mithril was used to create at least a ring, or more.
It was.
Yeah. So
okay.
They made the prediction that the Mithril that Durin gave him is going to be turned into a ring.
That makes sense. That makes freaking sense. Okay.
So
is that Galadriel's?
Maybe.
Did Elrond have a ring?
I don't know. Yeah.
Was three given to the elves, right?
I have no idea.
5 to the dwarf lords, and 9 to the men.
Let's see.
But you're probably right. That's probably Mithril. It's gonna be made into a ring. You're probably right.
Yeah. Wait.
Other than that,
7 to the dwarves, 9 to men,
7
3 to elves.
Yep.
1 to Sauron.
Okay.
1 ring to rule them all. It's kind of funny. Here, create these rings that create power over others, and
yeah.
Awesome. It's Sauron's plan, so it's smart. But
will you wear this promise ring and be my friend forever?
Man, but yeah.
There has to be a scene where Sauron is there, right, giving these rings to people.
I don't know if Sauron does it. I feel like the elves are going to do it. No.
Oh yeah.
Why would they accept rings from Sauron?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because
Sauron, if Adar is Sauron, he has this something about him that's genuine and nice, right? Or it seems like it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I wonder.
That's going to be very interesting, the transportation of the rings and how they're handed.
But you're probably right. He probably has the
Brimbor.
Brimbor. He probably is the one that,
Yep.
Anyway.
So, yeah.
But no.
That's all I got,
that's
man.
It.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Well, all in all, just a good episode for me. Not good, not bad. Just kind of not pulling in any direction. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe so that we can get out to more people and more people can appreciate our faces and our voices and what we have to say. Thank you so much and bless you, man.
Peace.